Your manhood doesn't fade with age. It rusts in silence, like an engine no one dared to clean. What's draining your strength isn't just the passing of time, it's the buildup of acidity, inflammation, and inner neglect you've been carrying without even realizing it. And even if most doctors won't admit it, there's a simple, ancient tool that can help reverse that wear and tear: baking soda. But be careful, it's not about taking it randomly. Used the wrong way, it's useless. Used with intention, it can change everything. Today, I'm going to show you 7 ways to take it that go far beyond the typical home remedy. Each one targets a different part of your masculine energy. And trust me, the last one is the most unknown, yet the most powerful. I'm Celia, and if you stay with me until the end, you won't just understand how to restore your firmness down there. You'll understand why most men never manage to do it. Because this isn't a video full of hacks. It's a truth that hits deep. And you're about to discover it. Let's begin. Number 1, the morning ritual that cleanses your system and awakens your desire. There's an uncomfortable truth most older men try to avoid. When your body stops responding with the strength it once had, it's not just a sign of aging, it's a sign of toxicity. For decades, you've accumulated what seemed harmless: processed foods, silent stress, sleepless nights, routines that slowly dimmed your inner fire. And one day, without even noticing, your desire stopped igniting like it used to. Your manhood no longer reacted with the same firmness. Your energy dropped, and you got used to it. But your body isn't ready to give up. It still holds reserves. It just needs you to clear the path. And this is where baking soda comes in as a first act of respect. I'm not talking about miracles or magic formulas. I'm talking about cleaning from the inside out. Because if your blood doesn't flow, if your system is overloaded, no amount of desire can rise. Taken on an empty stomach, in small amounts and with pure water, baking soda has the power to alkalize your body, neutralize excess acidity, and prepare your system to respond again. There's something almost symbolic about drinking it in the morning. It's like a silent pact with your health. In integrative medicine, a more alkaline internal environment is linked not only to better circulation, but also to increased hormone production. And in Taoist philosophy, dawn is said to be the time when the body is most open to absorbing external energy. What you consume at that moment can reprogram your entire system. Baking soda acts like an internal sweep, clearing what clogs, releasing what's been blocked. And I'll admit it, I tried it too. Even though I'm a woman and I don't have a manhood that requires firmness, I do have something just as vital: desire, energy, sensitivity. In me, baking soda awakened something I didn't expect. It improved my digestion, regulated my cycle, and most surprising of all, it reignited my physical desire. I started feeling more alive, more connected, more open to pleasure, and that shift showed up in my intimacy. My partner felt it. I felt it in the way I looked, touched, let myself feel, because when your body is clean, desire doesn't need effort. It shows up on its own. And if you found this powerful, just wait until you discover what happens when baking soda is combined with another key ingredient, one many people use out of habit, but that actually holds an explosive formula for your virility. I'll reveal it in the next chapter, and trust me, you'll never look at it the same way again. Number 2, the secret of baking soda and lemon to restore your circulation. During the American War of Independence, soldiers didn't have access to labs or pharmaceutical companies offering advanced medicines. They relied on the essentials, on what the earth provided and what their bodies could endure. It's said that many fighters, lacking fresh food and proper sanitation, suffered from severe gastric issues, intestinal inflammation, and extreme fatigue. And yet, some managed to survive with unbreakable resilience. The difference? Those who had access to lemon water with baking soda, a simple yet powerful recipe, showed quicker recovery, less inflammation, and more strength to keep going. Because this mixture didn't just soothe the stomach, it strengthened the blood, cleansed the system, and gave them something wartime medicine couldn't: inner stability. Today we know why. The combination of baking soda and lemon isn't a contradiction, as many think. It's a perfect alliance. While lemon tastes acidic, its effect on the body is actually alkalizing. And when you mix it with baking soda, the result is an elixir that reduces inflammation, detoxifies the body, and boosts the production of nitric oxide, that vital compound for circulation. And if you, like so many older men, have felt that your body no longer responds with the same strength, maybe the problem isn't your desire, but your flow. If blood can't reach where it needs to go, the drive fades. The body wants to, but it can't. That kind of impotence isn't psychological, it's chemical. In the Hippocratic view of health, used more than 2,000 years ago, the balance of bodily humors was considered the foundation of wellness: blood, bile, phlegm, and digestive juices. They knew that when the digestive system is cleansed, the entire body regains strength. Today, science calls it acid-base balance. They called it harmony. The result is the same. When your internal system is clean, your energy doesn't scatter, putting out fires. It focuses, it builds, it transforms into vital strength. Picture now a 60-year-old man, retired, tired of feeling like he's no longer desired. He thinks his body just can't anymore. But one day, whether out of curiosity or desperation, he starts drinking that lemon and baking soda mix every morning. He doesn't feel a change right away, but after a week, he notices his digestion is better. He sleeps more deeply. His mind feels clearer. And one ordinary morning, he realizes his manhood has regained that long-lost firmness. It wasn't magic, it was flow, it was cleansing, it was recovery. At that moment, it's no longer just a recipe. It's a revelation. Your strength never left. It was buried beneath a collapsed system. And now that the path is open again, the key is to keep it that way. But if you thought this combination was powerful, what's coming next will surprise you even more. Because the next ingredient, when paired with baking soda, doesn't just boost your energy, it can restore the vitality you thought was gone. And no, it's not in any pharmacy, it's in your kitchen. Number 3, baking soda and apple cider vinegar, the forgotten combo that boosts your masculine energy. I want you to try something this week, a simple yet revealing exercise. Every morning, before eating anything, mix half a glass of water with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and a pinch of baking soda. Wait for the fizz to settle, then drink it slowly, without rushing, like someone performing a ritual of self-connection. And as you do it, take a deep breath. This isn't just about drinking it, it's about feeling it, giving your body that first spark of cleansing and activation. This small gesture holds a power most people ignore. In natural medicine, it's been shown that when apple cider vinegar is combined with baking soda, it helps regulate insulin levels, improve digestion, and reduce cellular inflammation. But there's something deeper. This mix also stimulates mitochondrial function. What does that mean? It activates the energy factories inside each of your cells. In other words, it doesn't just cleanse you, it lights you up. And for a man whose body has been dimmed by years of stress and fatigue, it's like throwing dry wood onto a dying fire. The Stoics spoke of self-mastery as the highest form of freedom. And here you are, making a decision that might seem small, but it's an act of bodily sovereignty. You don't need anyone to rescue you. You just need to give your body what it forgot it could receive. Do this ritual for 5 days. Watch yourself. Notice how your digestion reacts, how inflammation calms down, how your mind sharpens. And in those subtle changes, you'll feel your intimate energy waking up. Because desire doesn't come from effort, it comes from balance. If you've made it this far, let me tell you something. Not everyone does. Most people look for excuses, distractions, short-lived pleasures. Not you. You're here to understand, to reclaim, to rebuild. And that's why I invite you to subscribe to this channel, to give this video a like if something inside you has already started to shift. And most of all, tell me in the comments what country you're watching from, because it excites me to see how far this message travels. Every man who awakens is one more step toward a generation that learns to respect itself again. And remember this, when you start your day with intention, your body feels it. When you clean your system, your energy rises. And when you regain that strength from within, no age can hold you back. Number 4, the nighttime drink that reboots your hormones while you sleep. A study by the University of Pennsylvania revealed that most older men with low testosterone levels have one thing in common: fragmented, shallow, and non-restorative sleep. What many don't realize is that while you sleep, your body is busy producing and releasing the very hormone that fuels your desire, your strength, and your vitality. But if your rest is disrupted by internal inflammation, heavy digestion, or chronic acidity, that hormone production drops drastically, and you never even know. You wake up drained with no desire, thinking it's just age. But it's not. It's the quality of your night. Now think about this. If you've been filling your body with toxins and inflammatory foods for years, how can you expect it to rest peacefully? How can desire resurface when your system is on high alert, even while you sleep? That's why this lesson doesn't focus on the day. It focuses on the night, because that's when real masculine regeneration happens, and the combination of baking soda, warm water, and a teaspoon of honey before bed could be the key that unlocks that process. This drink works as a natural modulator of cortisol, the stress hormone that, when elevated, keeps you tense, on edge, and disconnected from pleasure. Honey provides steady glucose, giving your liver the fuel it needs to release sex hormones during deep sleep. And baking soda neutralizes the acidity that wakes so many men up in the middle of the night for no apparent reason. Has that happened to you? Waking at 3 or 4 a.m. with a racing mind and a restless body? That's not normal. That's your body asking for cleansing, for inner peace. Try it tonight. Drink it 30 minutes before bed, with the lights dimmed, your phone put away, and your breathing slow. And as you drink it, picture this. Imagine there's a quiet workshop inside you that comes alive as you sleep. That drink is the first step in giving the workers, your glands, your nervous system, your reproductive cells, what they need to do their job. Because your body, if you let it, knows exactly how to reignite itself. And when you wake up, something will have shifted. Maybe you won't notice it in a single day, but if you pay close attention, you'll feel a subtle change in your energy, in your gaze, in your drive. And that's when you'll realize that virility isn't about age, it's about giving your body what it needs to remember it. Because masculinity isn't lost, it's reactivated, quietly, while you rest. Number 5, how to use baking soda to reduce the acidity that drains your desire. In an inflamed body, desire doesn't bloom, it shuts down. And that inflammation doesn't always come with pain. Sometimes it hides behind the everyday. Constant fatigue, slow reactions, a lack of drive even in the presence of attraction. What many men don't realize is that one of the most silent enemies of their virility is chronic acidity. The kind that builds up over years of poor diet, long-term stress, inactivity, and energy-draining habits. Most only notice it when it's too late, when there's no more firmness, when the body reacts halfway, when your gaze no longer ignites anything in anyone. Your intimate system, the one that used to respond with just a touch, relies on a precise chemical balance to activate. And that balance gets disrupted when your body lives in an acidic state. Because an acidic body is in defense mode. It protects itself, tightens, becomes more rigid, less sensitive, slower to respond. This is where baking soda comes in, not as a magic fix, but as a tool for restoration. Its most powerful effect isn't the one you feel instantly, it's the one working quietly in the background, neutralizing excess acidity and allowing your energy to flow freely once again. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your soul is sick, nothing external can save you." But what many forget is that the soul is also affected by the state of the body. When your system is inflamed, even your thoughts grow heavy. And with that, your capacity for desire, pleasure, and connection dims. It's not just about physical firmness, it's about your inner fire. And that fire needs a clean space to burn bright. In Ayurvedic medicine, The first step to reclaiming vital energy is reducing ama, the internal toxins that block energy channels. And one of the most effective ways to begin that cleansing is by alkalizing the body. That's why drinking baking soda in warm water between meals, without mixing it with food, can be an act of purification. Don't treat it like a quick fix. See it as a silent declaration. I refuse to keep living in a body that's shut down. Picture for a moment that inside you there's a river that carries your energy to every corner of your body. When that river gets clogged with debris, the flow stops. But when you clean it, the water runs free again. The same is true for your desire. You don't need pills to push it from the outside. You need to clear the path so it can rise from within. Because masculine power isn't manufactured, it's unearthed. And to do that, you first have to remove what's covering it. Every time you choose to lower your acidity, you're not being weak. You're returning to your center. You're reminding your body of what it was like before the excess, before the neglect. And that memory, though buried, is still there. It just needs you to wake it up. Because real desire isn't forced, it's revealed. When the body is clean, the soul lights up. And that, my dear, shows, even with just a look. Number 6, the revitalizing baking soda bath. That reawakens your nervous system. Your body doesn't just feed through your mouth. It breathes, absorbs, and reacts through the skin. And it's there, on that silent border between the outer world and your inner self, where one of the oldest secrets of masculine restoration lies. It's not just about what you eat or drink. Sometimes, what you need most isn't to take something in, but to immerse yourself in something, literally. Because when water meets baking soda and becomes a bath, it stops being just hygiene and becomes healing. Picture yourself at the end of the day, tense, low on energy, your desire dulled. Instead of accepting that fatigue as normal, you step into a tub filled with hot water, 2 generous handfuls of baking soda, and, if you'd like, a few drops of rosemary or lavender essential oil. You're not just washing your skin, you're sending a message to your nervous system. It's time to release, to flow, to wake back up. As it enters through your pores, the baking soda helps reduce built-up acidity, flush out toxins that have blocked your energy, and restore your cells' electrical balance. Yes, your cells run on electricity. And when that field is disrupted by chronic stress, inflammation, or lack of rest, the first thing that shuts down is your power. This kind of bath isn't new. In ancient Japan, samurai warriors would soak in alkaline hot springs to recover their strength after battle. They didn't do it for pleasure. They did it because they knew the body needs rituals of recovery. Today, science backs it up. Soaking in hot water with baking soda not only soothes muscle pain, it also lowers cortisol, enhances mitochondrial function, and calms the nerve impulses that keep you stuck in fight or flight mode. And when that tension dissolves, your body regains something it had forgotten, the ability to feel desire without effort. While you're in the water, close your eyes, breathe deeply. Imagine the weight of the day, the years of accumulated fatigue, melting into that water. Picture your nervous system like a worn-out power grid, starting to spark again. This isn't just a bath, it's a return to calm, to balance, to that inner place where your masculine energy used to regenerate without you having to force it. Because you don't always need more effort. Sometimes you need less noise, more connection, more presence. And when you step out of the water, dry yourself slowly. Walk with a different energy. You didn't just clean your skin, you cleared the static that was pulling you away from yourself. And when a man is at peace with his body, that peace shows. It radiates. It becomes a quiet magnetism, because real attraction is born when body and soul begin speaking the same language again. And you are already starting to remember it. Number 7, baking soda as a silent shield against intimate inflammation. There are battles men fight without even knowing they're losing. Not visible wars or physical fights, but internal, silent ones, happening every single day inside the body. And one of the most dangerous, because it hides so well, is intimate inflammation. It doesn't show up as sharp pain, but as something worse, absence, the absence of desire, the absence of response, the absence of connection. When a body is inflamed from within, the last thing it can do is feel pleasure, because it's too busy resisting, putting out fires, just trying to survive. Most older men believe their strength has faded because of time, but it's not time that weakens you, it's build-up. Inflammation left untreated, toxins never cleared, habits repeated for years without question. The male body, like fertile soil, needs to be clean to respond. And when that soil is filled with waste, everything dries up. Strength, desire, the joy of giving yourself fully. That's where baking soda, used wisely, becomes a silent shield. It doesn't strike, it cleans. Gently, consistently, it lowers systemic inflammation and allows your intimacy to feel sacred again, whole, worthy of you. The Stoics believed we can't control what happens to us, but we can choose how we prepare to face it. And that preparation includes caring for the temple you live in. Not from obsession, but from respect. Because your body isn't an enemy rebelling against you, it's an ally trying to speak to you. And when you finally learn to listen, everything changes. In Buddhist thought, it's said that the body is the vehicle for awakening. And that awakening isn't just spiritual, it's physical, intimate, tangible. Reclaiming your firmness, your desire, your presence, it's all part of that full awakening. Every time you choose to reduce inflammation, you're not just improving your health, you're restoring something deeper, trust in yourself. That feeling of returning to your body with dignity. Knowing that you still can, that you still respond, that even in maturity, you can still be desired, and desire. You don't need to shout it, you don't need to prove it, you just need to feel it. Because a man who feels alive inside projects it, even in silence. So I leave you with this question. If today you had to choose between just surviving or truly living in fullness, what part of you would you be willing to awaken? The answer, dear one, isn't in what you lack. It's in what you decide to rebuild. And that, only you can do. If you've made it this far, you're not just any man. You're not the kind who looks away from an uncomfortable truth, or who settles for what the world says is normal for your age. You're here because something inside you, maybe quiet, maybe dimmed, still wants to reclaim what's not lost, your desire, your strength, your presence. This video didn't promise miracles. It didn't sugarcoat anything. It showed you what many prefer to stay silent about. That inflammation, acidity, fatigue, and disconnection aren't punishments of time. They're the consequences of ignoring your body for too long. But now, you can't say you didn't know, because now, you do. I want you to write one simple sentence in the comments. Let it be your way of sealing this moment. My body is wise. And tell me what country you're watching from. Because I want to know how far this awakening is reaching, how many men are done living on autopilot, done looking in the mirror with resignation. Men who now understand that masculinity isn't bought, begged for, or faked, it's rebuilt from within. My name is Celia, and this channel is called House of Wisdom for a very clear reason, because there are already too many places feeding ignorance, passivity, and lies. This isn't a place for entertainment, it's a place for understanding. This space exists for those who want to wake up, for those willing to face what others avoid. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be committed. Because wisdom isn't about gathering information, it's about having the courage to change at the root. Subscribe right now if you feel like this message was meant for you. Not for numbers, not for stats, but because by joining this community, you're choosing to walk alongside men who've also decided to stop living in survival mode. Share this with another man who needs it. Sometimes, one single word at the right time can be the start of someone's rebirth. And you can be that bridge. And don't stop here. I'm leaving 2 more videos on screen. In one, you'll learn how to stop your masculine energy from draining away without you noticing. In the other, you'll learn how to reclaim the emotional control you lost in your last relationship. Pick the one that speaks to you most, because this conversation, my dear, is just getting started.